Okay. So they did, I think, more than 10 years. They did testings. They are scientists. So they saw with their product, with Apix pollen, but if you read the full article on the web page, you will see a lot of information. I only took one of it. It's a very complete food with every nutrition they need, the bees. You start with it in July or August, so that your first nurse bees can produce the first bees to make the winter bees, and then you have a lot of survivors. So if your beehive is under pressure of Asian hornets, you can put that on top of it. They can survive for 180 days with only that. They don't have to fly anymore. So, if you have any questions, I see I have 3 minutes left. I talked too much.
Dominic, that was absolutely fantastic. There was so much new information.
It wasn't that fluid like in Somerset last time because I have to think too much, but no humor this time, just a little bit.
Thank you for that excellent presentation.
Yeah, I hear it.
Has there been a decline in beekeeper numbers in Belgium as a result of the incursions of hornets increasing?
The number of beekeepers? Yeah, I don't have the numbers of beekeepers. I'm only a beekeeper since 2 years. Yeah, right. I collected 2 swarms, but I see all messages about beekeepers who are stopping their hobby because they don't have any bees left. I told to one last year there was a beekeeper. He lost 9 out of 10 hives because he had hornets. He wanted to buy the electrical hives, but they were sold out. As I said, my prediction for last year was a very bad wasp year. The number of nests went from 8,000 to 25,000 in 1 year. So a lot of beekeepers wanted to buy the electrical hives, but they were sold out. So a lot of them lost a lot of beehives because they didn't search nests. They don't do it. It's like in Jersey. The beekeepers don't search the nest. There are only volunteers do it. Some beekeepers do. I'm sorry, Bob. Sorry. But I see a lot of beekeepers over there who are doing nothing. 2 years ago, I went in Jersey. I was standing at the beehive. 2 beekeepers were preparing. And I looked, I saw hornets, and I asked, are you searching nests? No. That's one of my lessons in my next presentation. We have to work together.
2 more questions, I think.
Yeah.
Have you had any personal experience of using protein supplements?
I'm sorry, can you...
Do you have any personal experience of using the protein supplement?
No, it's new. I just received it 2 weeks ago. But I went to the presentation of it 2 months ago. It was a presentation of 2 hours with a lot of scientific research. I couldn't take any pictures of it because it's too much research. But they use it already in the USA, and they have very good results of it.
And is the recommendation to use the excluders on the front of the entrance to stop hornets being able to access the hive? So effectively you're shutting down the hive.
I come close because I don't see it too much over there.
Yeah, go on.
Is the advice to combine it with the entrance excluder to stop hornets? So you don't need to use harbs, you don't need to use traps?
They didn't talk about that because they don't have Asian hornets in the USA. Yeah. So they only tested it in pens, so they couldn't collect other pollen or something like that. But I think in time, when hives are under hunting pressure of hornets, you can put that, if you only put canipolin or something like that, you don't have everything. So your bees won't survive only on that, but on the new products, they can survive on it. If you have only 2-3 Asian hornets in front of a beehive, they don't have that many stress. So I think the next years here you don't have that big problem, but you have to be prepared. In all my talks I do in Flanders, I say be prepared And what they don't do, they are prepared. They didn't buy the electrical house in advance. I had hearts before I had bees.
One more question,
Yes.
lady here.
Thank you very much for a fascinating talk. I have a question from one of the Asian monitors in Salisbury. Is it true that in Holland you're giving up seeking and destroying the nests? And what is that going to mean for us in the UK?
Yeah. For instance, in France, since last year, they have a national plan. They're already more than 20 years in France. In Belgium, they stopped funding destroying nests 2 or 3 years ago. So now it depends on county or province. And by province, it's free to destroy the nests. But in other provinces, it depends on where you live. Sometimes it's the fire brigade who does it for free. Sometimes you have to pay 50 euros. Sometimes the council of the town will pay you 50 euros, but you have to pay the pest controller 100 euros. And that's what I always said. In France, the biggest problem was there was no funding. If you have a nest like that in your tree, but from wasp they disturb you. If you want to eat, you don't like wasp. But hornets don't come on your hand or on your sugars. So people say, oh, I have a hornet nest, they don't disturb me. Just leave it, because if they call the pest control, some pest controllers in France charge 300 euros to destroy a nest. So the people say, leave it. But one nest produces between 500 and 1,000 queens for the next year. So if you leave a nest, the next year you'll have 5 to 10 nests in your neighborhood. And that's how the problem grows. And now in Holland, it depends from province to province. Below the A12, south of the A12, they don't destroy the nest anymore, because north of the A12 in Holland, they don't have that many nests, so it's not that expensive to deal with them. But if you have, like in Belgium, 25,000 nests, the government said, oh, it's too much money. The advantage in Belgium, I destroy a nest for 50 euro. At Holland, the average price is 600 euro for a nest. Because they need cherry pickers. They can't do it with the telescopic pole with poison, with insecticide. So they need cherry pickers, they need a hoover, they decorate the nest, and that's why it costs 600 euro. There are new systems now with a very big hoover, up to 30 meters, like the telescopic pole to put insecticide. They put an industrial hoover and they're hoovering up the whole nest. That's something new, but it's more expensive. That's why they said, okay, leave them. We don't destroy them anymore.
Thanks, Dominic. I, for one, could sit here and listen to you all day, and I feel really bad having to stop you, but I think we'd all feel it was an absolutely fantastic presentation. Very, very many thanks.